Yo, a rogue left-wing radical judge, as Carolyn Levitt put it, who was relentlessly trying to stop Trumpito from exercising his constitutional rights as head of the executive branch and commander-in-chief, Judge Boasberg, was recently shut down from trying to stop the deportation program. There's been a lot of these judges trying to write injections to stop Trumpito and his deportation program, but with the win from the Supreme Court is just another blow to Judge Boasberg. And it's really a bad blow because Judge Brett Kavanaugh, Supreme Court Judge Kavanaugh, and Judge Boasberg were once roommates in Yale in law school. So I guess he thought that it was going to go through in the Supreme Court, but it did. Make sure you tap that subscribe button. My name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. Let's roll that clip.
We go. A Fox News alert. The Supreme Court giving a major boost to President Trump's border agenda, clearing the way for deportation flights to resume using the Alien and Enemies Act after an Obama-appointed judge tried to block it. Let's bring in the Attorney General for the United States, Pam Bondi. Madam Attorney General, thank you so much for joining the program.
Thank you. Good morning. It's a great day for America, and it's a great day to be a Florida Gator.
Well, yes, it is.
Hi,
More news on
Pam.
that later, Madam Attorney General. But let's talk about what the court did. Essentially, they didn't rule when it comes to the Aliens and Enemy Act. What they said was this was the wrong venue, that the D.C. Circuit Court had no jurisdiction over that. But they also said, listen, if there's due process, then they have to do it through the normal channels, through a habeas writ. So what is the administration reaction to all that the Supreme Court just said yesterday?
Well, Lawrence, this is a landmark victory for the rule of law. And this is what we've been arguing on behalf of President Trump from day one. These are enemies of our state, of our country, and they should be deported. And what the judge ruled was going forward, from this day forward, all those planes that are gone are there. Those people are staying. So there are a lot of reasons why Americans are safer. From this point forward, the hearing will be held, it's a habeas hearing, in the court of confinement, which means in Texas.
Yeah.
So it will be a much faster hearing. They can't do class actions. It will be a much smoother, simpler hearing, and these people will be deported. Americans are safer, and
Man, I mean, Trumpito was never stopping when Joe none of the injections. The Supreme Court ruled it would be different that if any of these deportations that Judge Boasberg tried to interject into were in his district, but they weren't. You're just a regular judge. It is like almost 600 judges in total, and 256 of them have written injunctions against a lot of his executive orders, which is the most in history. But what these judges don't realize is they are appointed judges, and they do not run the country. Imagine if all the judges together could just be like, "Oh, we don't want this president to make this rule," and just go against him. Then the judges could team up and take over the country. Praise God.
domestic terrorists, foreign terrorists, you better look out because we're coming after you. I'd start
Shit.
self-reporting if I were you, because we're going to find you.
Shit.
So, Madam Attorney General, let's get this on record because I think it's important for the audience to understand. Going forward, there's no shopping as it relates to immigration anymore. If someone is detained and scheduled for a deportation, they can no longer shop across the country for a judge, a liberal leading judge. And now all the cases going forward have to go to that Texas judge. Is that correct?
Correct, Lawrence, and that's what was happening. These liberal district judges thought that they could control our entire country's policy, Donald Trump's policy, on keeping America safe. They cannot do it, and this was, again, a landmark ruling for the rule of law yesterday, and it's so important because these flights will now continue. These terrorists, they are foreign terrorists, they are alien enemies to our country, and we will continue to deport them. We are going to keep America safe, and a liberal district judge is not going to stop us. And that's what the Supreme Court.
I mean, that basically wraps it up. I think the argument is whether or not they have the right to go in front of court before they're deported. I think that was the argument. But and I say this every single time because this is such a distasteful topic. If I were the president, I would not kick y'all out of the country. But I am not the president, and I do support the president and whatever he does because that's how it is when you're the president. See, most of these judges they were appointed by Democratic presidents. Um, all the judges who have issue interjections, they were all like Obama presidents and stuff like that. So that's why Trumpito just needs to start getting more, judges into the smaller circuits. But it doesn't even matter because, as you see, when it gets to the Supreme Court, it's up. It's over. Yo, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time. Peace.